interesting. I'm impressed you're quoting Ochieng and you have accused the press in front of you. A lot of us are the poor of it because I accused the press has been out of print for a while. Some people are operating on the basis of photocopies. And I hope, Madam President, maybe one of the things you could do for us is to provide some prints of our accused the press for students of journalism today. Because I think to a great extent, a lot of the points that Ochieng makes in accused the press now, is it 30 or 40 years down the line, still hold fairly true. Given the type of literature in the academy today, I think it would be very rich that every student in the industry sector will be able to have access to some of these things. And as George mentioned, Ochieng was very big on know-how and know-why. Why are we doing the things that we are doing? Why are people in the trade of journalism, for example? And coming from the backdrop of a social awareness that it so emphasizes, it presupposes that engagement in the sector is for a specific purpose. And that, in my reading of the works of Ochieng, it's much more to do with the contribution that journalism makes into the betterment of society. And the question that we may still be engaging with is, does journalism still contribute to that extent? And in order to contribute to that extent, I mean, these are the wherewithals that he addresses that are going to build the capacity of those who are, so that they know they don't have the technical capacity to produce the newspaper, the television story, the radio story, but the understanding of why they are engaging in that process, so that what they're going to be doing will actually lead to the contribution of what they're going to be executing. Now, when looking at Ochieng sees he's subscribing to the dominant paradigm of journalism in that of social contribution, which probably issues back from the Hutchinson Commission of the 1940s, and later on the emerging of the normative theories of the role of the press, and particularly the emphasis on the social responsibility, which then one would assume that is part of what Ochieng is contributing, is thinking about. So to what extent is the journalist today in journalism for that idealistic purpose to contribute to the betterment of society? Or to what extent are they engaged with the social issues of the day in terms of providing direction to the population where to go? And when Ochieng is talking about, in my thinking, of what the technical know-how and technical know-why, I don't think that is just limited, even from the point of view of the freedom of the press, to what the journalist knows or doesn't know, but also to the public, whether the public have the social consciousness to be able to engage with the content that the journalist is discussing. Now, if you look at the conversation that we're having today in the press, and Mr. Gitongo made me smile because I think we have laid so much emphasis on the space of social media and how social media is this, social media is that. But to what extent does what social media doing actually set the agenda in terms of its truthfulness? How much of what we engage with in social media is actually reliable information? And I often get very mad when media houses quote social media and you finding the source that is being quoted is some name that has got no identity, so to speak. So you have this friend of the dog, and so you are quoting friend of the dog. And how does that's the name by which the person is identifying themselves? And if that contribution now is given legitimacy in the mainstream, what are we doing? And so I still think that the role of the media